Hello, and welcome to the Cory Network. We have several real estate industry-focused podcast shows showcasing around top leaders, company cultures, and experts serving all verticals of real estate. First up, we have Meet Your Next Best Hire, a podcast featuring and highlighting top industry real estate leaders looking to land their next venture in the job marketplace. And second, we have Company Culture Ambassadors Show, a podcast featuring top leading brands and organizations sharing their company culture, values through their voice to attract top talent to join their teams. And finally, Coffee Combos with Kelsi Cory, a podcast featuring real estate industry experts adding value through their insights, expertise, and backstories to our community. I'm Kelsi Cory, your host. With over a decade of real estate executive search and recruiting experience and the founder of Cory Executive Recruiting and Leaders on Deck, I've had the unique privilege of partnering with top real estate firms to recruit and place high-level leaders across the country. In these podcasts, we will have the amazing opportunity to hear top real estate industry leaders and organizations sharing their career stories, leadership and management style, and ultimately what they're known for in their craft and values that they're driven by. I can't wait to dive in and connect you with the best talent in the marketplace with top industry leading brands and building high performing teams. Let's dive in together. Welcome, everybody, to Meet Your Next Best Hire with your host, Kelsi Cory. Today, I am very excited to share our conversation today with Margaret Goodman. She is based in the Denver, Colorado metro market area, and she is a vice president of marketing inside the multifamily arena, and honestly, a lot of different asset classes within the real estate sector. We're going to hear more about her story, what she brings forward to the table, and Margaret, thank you so much again for sharing your time with us today. I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. And I always like to get this question out of the way, but I want to know, what is something you could share with our audience here today? Like, what is something that most people wouldn't know about you that you'd be willing to share with us?
I would say probably the thing that most people don't know about me is I'm an adventure seeker. I actually ride motorcycles, so
cool.
It's a lot of fun and a escape for me, if you will. So
Yes.
Most people don't know that about me. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So do you go throughout the Colorado Rocky Mountains? Do you like to go up into the mountains? Is there a certain area that you like to explore the most?
No, not particularly, but I do like being in the mountains just because it's eternity.
Oh, yes. No, do you like going in fall time as well? Just like
I do. Fall is actually my favorite time of year to ride. It's nice and cool. It's not too warm. The leaves sort of like spin up around you. It's this sort of just surreal time to be up in the mountains, which is great.
I love it. I would have never guessed. That's so cool. You'll have to share a picture with us at some point. I would love to see it. I'm sure you've got plenty. But yes, I love that. I have not been, I would say I'm an adventure thrill seeker as well, but that's next level. I don't think I can get to that level anytime soon. But thank you for sharing that with us. And, let's dive in, for our audience and just for really you looking for your next venture ahead. I know, right, we're very selective with the types of organizations you're excited about. Can you share with us, what are you known for in your craft? What's your specialty?
I would say my specialty is the ability to bring teams together. So I really look at things that are outside of marketing and how we can create efficiencies within those and create the best overall customer experience from the time that they very first engage with us all through until the time that they decide it's time to leave. And that touches operations,
right,
customer experience. It touches payments, sort of the AR payment. It's really that end-to-end flow and seeing sort of where those gaps are, because my belief is that marketing is not just making things pretty on a page or doing digital marketing. It's really the whole entire customer experience and how you present that brand to people, down to little things that most people don't think about. It's how are you dressed when you walk in the door? How do you greet the customer? Are you paying attention when they drive up? If you're not busy, should you walk out and
Right.
greet them? Um, it's remembering that in your first interaction with them, they drank Coke and having that available for them the next time that they walk in the door. So it's
I
really
love that.
looking at that whole entire experience and bringing it together.
Yes, I love the fact that you are very hyper focused into the CX, the customer experience, because I feel like, right, there's so many competitors out there in the market, but it's really about how do they remember from the first interaction all the way even back to, you said, the payment. I mean, you can't skip all these little pieces that add up over time, because I think that holistically that all, is really critical, especially we're looking at residents and how are we training our team members and employees. And it seems like that's a huge passion of yours that you bring forward.
It is. It really is. And I think, when you start talking about that experience, it's having the team, hey, make the little notes, that customers easily remember the bad moments, like they really do, but they're always going to remember how you made them feel. And if you made them feel special, they're going to come back to you. If you made them feel like they were remembered and important, the only person that you were focused on in that given time, they're going to remember that feeling more so than anything else.
Yes, yes, I could not agree more with you. And that naturally goes into our next question, which kind of ties into it. But what is maybe one or two strengths that you would say that you bring to the table that's different, compared to anybody else, that you would say, yes, this is something that I'm really hyper focused on and that you've excel at?
I would say that it's really, once again, it's bringing those teams together. So it's bridging the gap so that you're not a siloed organization, right? I,
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of times ops sits in one spot, marketing sits in another spot,
Right.
accounting sits in another spot, and there's very little crossover and interaction sometimes. And so I think making sure that I bridge that gap, everybody's informed and sort of all rowing the same way in the boat
Yes. Yes.
is really, I think, my sweet spot. It's really where I excel.
Perfect, perfect. And, something I think is really critical is tying this all together is, how would you describe your leadership management style? And how has that impacted the bottom line?
I'm a collaborator to my core. Like I
Yeah.
really I want people to bring things to the table. I am not an expert at everything by no means, nor should I be, right? I surround myself with people who are experts at specific things to help bring that sort of team mentality together so that we provide the best product imaginable. I love to mentor people. I love to help people get promoted and find their next big thing. I mean, I think the biggest compliment that you can give me as a leader is your growth, like you excelling
Yes.
yourself as a person within your career.
So you're very invested in your people, not just looking at, okay, what am I going to gain through this experience, or just even the residents or the people you're serving, but really investing in the people that you're coming alongside you and putting that time in forward, where you're building this safe space for them to be creative, to them to fail, to them to try new things. It sounds like that's something really passionate about. And I'm curious, I mean, looking at your growth and the trajectory that you've had inside the space, how did you end up getting into the industry? Like, can you share a little bit of a story? Because I love hearing everybody's story, how they ended up, quote, getting into this.
So anybody that knows me knows that I love to learn new things, right? So my career path will actually tell you that too. I've been in many different verticals, not just in the real estate
Right.
space, always with a heavy customer focus. And I had moved back to Colorado after a job that I had was previously working on, and I was talking with a girlfriend who I actually helped find a job with a previous coworker of mine, like years and years and years ago. She goes, "You know what? I really need somebody like you at my company. I'm going to talk to my CEO and get back to you."
Yeah.
And that literally was like, we went to a concert together. We're having a conversation, and a week
Yeah.
later, I'm sitting in our company's office having a conversation with the CEO about, you know, is this a fit? Is this sort of the right thing? I was not looking for it. I
Yeah.
wasn't totally invested in, one thing or another. It was just a conversation. I was like, I really think that this is the right space. They're doing amazing things for housing. They're doing amazing things for, people who otherwise are worried that they're never going to be a home buyer. And that was kind of where it all started. And who knew that it was going to become such a passion of mine and so much fun, but it's been a great ride.
That is so wild. So you literally were hanging out with your friend, ended up having an opportunity. You weren't even looking. You're at a concert. And then
Yep.
a week later, you meet with the CEO. Honestly, that's probably the most smoothest transition I've heard in a while. You literally did fall into it. Like it
Totally.
came
Yeah.
to you and the stars were all aligned and you say, you know what? Why not? Why not get into this industry? And here you are years later making such a significant impact. I'm curious, what other industry were you serving in at that time before you switched gears?
I had been in financial services. So
Okay.
I was in money transfer, the money transfer business,
Yeah.
and had done a little bit in the medical device space. Not really my thing, but
Yeah.
you got to learn, right? You have to have some failures to figure out what it is that you like.
Yeah, now you're like, okay, I like the housing industry. I'm going to stick with it. This is something you're
Yep.
very passionate about. I can definitely see that through just the work and just getting to know you throughout this time. But Margaret, I'm so glad that we got to spend some time today. Anybody who is looking for their next vice president of marketing, somebody who's really focused on the people side of the business, bringing those teams together, the CX customer experience, which is a hot topic right now, and something very critical, I think, needs to be integrated in honestly, every business should be having this as their forefront. Let's be honest, but I would say absolutely get connected with her. And can you share with us what's the best way for people to get connected with you?
So I'm available on LinkedIn, so you can message me on LinkedIn. My personal email address is on there, as well as my phone number. So if you want to reach out, get a hold of me, I'm here. I'm available. Would love to have conversations,
Yes.
get to know people and what they're interested in.
Yes, and we'll make sure everything is posted once this goes live. So all of you, please, if you're not connected, you're going to want to get connected with her. She is just absolutely a delight, and she has so much creativity to bring forward. And I can't wait to see where you land in your next venture ahead. And thank you so much for being on the show today and creating this space for us.
Thank you so much for having me, Kelsi. It's so nice to finally connect with you.
I know. It seems like we've known each other for like
I
ever
know.
now. And now it's like, okay, here we are. And I can't wait for people to finally also get to hear your story. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again for listening and sharing your time with us on the show. I hope you enjoyed listening and learning from various leaders our industry is so fortunate to have inside the real estate space. If you're a high-level leader within the diverse real estate ecosystem and looking to land your next venture and would like to share your story from your own voice and perspective, or if you're a leading real estate organization and want to share through your own voice and narrative your company culture, values, and ways you recruit and retain top talent, let's get connected. Then be sure to check out our firm also at Cory Executive Recruiting and Leaders on deck via CoryExecutive.com. Our mission is to continue to be trailblazers within the recruitment space and bring meaningful leaders to the forefront to drive growth and empower people. If you've enjoyed this session, please like, comment, and subscribe to support us. And thank you so much to our partners at Multifamily Media Network. We couldn't be more grateful for our collaboration. Stay tuned and join us on our journey.